I think Fly has almost 0 damage, and I'm really worried.
So I agree with you, but I think the damage that Quad will have later on can make up for it a lot of the time, especially with the front line of this Renekton. He was going to headbutt Caps back in. Maybe I missed it.
He did. Oh, maybe he like got caught on minions or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe he used it to get in.
Maybe he did use it to get on the pole, and I just missed it. But either way,
going for a bit of a dive here is the Blade Call is so good from Hansama, but the Flash still going to try and get him out of there. I just don't think it's going to quite work. The heal is going to come on through. Masu thought he could find it with the 4th shot, as the Q is going to be enough. And first blood over to the Xayah feels fantastic for G2.
Oh, man. He thought he had the damage there on that 4th shot. I mean, that's all you have to hope for, right? He was able to just heal up barely with that pot.
Yeah, a bit of battle in the mid lane just to try and bully Quad away. But you can see FlyQuest still going to look for it. Master coming down. He does have access to that curtain call like you were talking about. And Quad has the inside track. Finds the Empress Divide as well. But Broken Blade has made his way over. The flash out from Quad. But the harpoons are going to land. And he is in so much trouble. Not able to shift the sands. And cool guys don't look at explosions as G2 grabs their 2nd kill of the game.
And they get all the grubs as well on the top side of that fight. Caps is even going to pick up an extra plate for his trouble. And the lead here is just exploding for G2. Hold up, though.
Yeah, this could be one as they layer the CC real nicely. Lebrov still able to get himself out, though, and Hansama is free hitting. Inspired can't do anything. There's the feats of warfare. And G2, I think they took that 3-0 at MSI pretty seriously.
Yeah,
and personally, as you could understand.
They really look like they're ready for revenge here as Lebrov will once again avoid death here, getting away from that curtain call. Hansama's hit by the last one there.
There's the flash forward. Does have the Featherstorm available, as now Busio might find himself overextended because Skewmon going to give him the good old depth thumbs up, and down goes the cow. And his beefsteak now is 4-0 for G2.
For the composition of FlyQuest here, they need to stem the bleeding early. They need to make sure they get through the early game so that Azir can be relevant later on, and they can play that game of just outranging. Broken Blade may be a casualty here, though, in the bottom side.
Yeah, I think he may die. Some Alcove Gaming is not going to save him there, and he is just going to get taken out. Deals with the minion wave, so I guess there's that, as the rest of G2 are making their way down. Still, FlyQuest are now on the board.
Certainly are. I just don't know if it's enough, especially if Blippo ends up dying in return.
He has flash, doesn't have ult. He's going to flash, try and get himself out, but he's caught with the last bit of the knock-up here as the heal going to be utilized. Out goes Lebrov, and Blippo will be absolutely fine. By absolutely, I mean he's just going to live. And he's looking a little worse for wear. Still,
I mean, he didn't die, so I mean, absolutely not dead.
Yeah, absolutely alive, very alive. As Lebrov, not as alive as it turns out. Busio is going to be able to grab that one with a trample, and as we were singing the praises and saying words like insurmountable,
and I mean, we're moving into this mid-game where Hansama has a very, very strong position. They still have the point-click CC with the buys.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the rest of FlyQuest are moving up. As we can see, Broken Blade in so much trouble. The Glacial Prison goes down. Not even close, says Bwippo, as he just cuts him up. He's like, no, it was never that G2 favored. Don't worry about it, guys.
It certainly, you know, is...
The lead is shrinking just a little bit.
Sure.
As Busio now, with that Unbreakable Will, does just make sure he's able to escort Caps towards his inner turret. He does use the flash. They were waiting for that one, as he now just takes more turret shots than he really wants. He'll take a bear to the face as well, as the equalizer going to come on through. And Busio may just burn down. The last tick not going to quite be enough there with the Leandries that was just put together. Still, he is going to be able to make his way out, but Caps he had to use his flash, yes, but otherwise he's just fine.
The big story that we weren't watching was the fact that Masu, like I said, he had to walk away from the turret because he's like, well, I'm not going to die. But he did just walk away from the turret and give up several waves and then also lose his turret and couldn't farm. But the window is certainly closing as G2, once again, pulling into a significant lead now, nearly 2,000.
Well, Inspired is just going to be parked here in this brush. Lebrov going to try and stop Busio from getting in, but he still finds a two-man Pulverize. Flash out comes on through his Caps. Is going to have to get rid of that CC. Was that Lebrov that just like with an insta-Mikhails? That was kind of sick, to be perfectly honest.
And now Hansama is actually left out to dry here. TP coming through from Lebrov. Can they save him?
He is going to get in there. There's the Feather Storm. Can Hansama find the angle? The 3-man knockup is going to be the best that they were hoping for. And now Caps turns up as well. Quad goes down early as the curtains have been called. And Hansama gets himself out. Another hero play. Lebrov has just really turned it around here in this one.
Unsealed teleport to then slow down the play, blocks the shot, now going to help get the knockup here, and Busio is certainly dead.
Oh dear, yeah. Caps wants to get that auto, actually finds the Incinerate over the wall, and down goes the cow. And G2 back on the horse once again, or the cow, or whatever animal. There's a lot of animals, to be perfectly honest. It's like a whole bunch of animals in a gin.
They need to use this dragon wisely, and I think trying to force a fight here is probably not going to be it. Trying to get that top inner, though, could be a good thing if they can slow this down.
Lebrov's on vision, but he's able to grand exit out of this one. Deadly Flourish, not going to be enough to hold him in position, and that is just going to be a little bit of an attempt, but nothing really committed as, oh dear. The flash over the wall is gorgeous from Broken Blade, and he'll just burn the pigeon to a crisp.
So they wanted to, as I said, just let Quad hit that inner, but because Broken Blade doesn't have TP, but he's like, oh, if you're going to stay, I'll stay. We already have Dragon Prio, and I'm pretty big. I will just kill you. All he has to do is flash the Emperor's Divide, and he does. And down goes the Azir, and they get nothing. He may lose his life, though.
Yeah, this might be something. They can actually manage to get the kill. The answer is pretty good, though. On the other side, Inspired actually takes a lot of damage. But they'll take down the outer turret, and they're going to look for the inner at the same time as Skewmond trying to get himself back in, actually, with that Vault Breaker, and they'll just finish this off. So 2 turrets in trade for a Rumble.
And a kill on a Sejuani to try to get the inner. And going to that moment here, this is Broken Blade who's just like, well, I was going to come over, but I guess if you're going to stay, I don't have TP. Drops Equalizer on him, has his heat charged here for the full maxed out Q damage, and then flashes the Emperor's Divide and gets him during the silence there with a few autos and cooks him. So Quad gets taken out. He wants so desperately to be that late game damage threat for this team.
As the follow-up, and Lebrov almost loses a health.
Broken Blade this time might actually die to a champion that wants money.
Yeah, perhaps. Skewmon going to come down, but Broken Blade is in a lot of trouble. He does get pushed back kind of a way that he wants to, but Masu was there as well. There was no way out here, and I'll make that one a 2-4-2.
Certainly is an opportunity they're going to look for.
Well, that half health on this Otacon for now, as they are looking to just try and get that turn. The Unbreakable Will comes through from Busio. That's going to keep him alive, and there is the smite. It's good on the side of Skewmon, and he's able to lock that one up, and now the curtains have been called. We're going to need to find some of these bullets as Lebrov allows Hansama to take that last one, and Quad looks for the angle but doesn't quite get it. It's a little bit of a shot.
And I get it. He was burned by sitting in the side lane top side last time by Broken Blade.
Yep.
This time he's like, well, I'm just going to TP in and look for it. But fortunately, not able to get anything. A big Otacon play for the side of G2.
He isn't engaged onto Busio. Doesn't quite have his ultimate back up again. There's the knock up from Lebrov as well as they found Masu. And he is just dead. And now a teleport comes in from Bwipo that's a little bit inopportune. And now Inspired going to have to get himself out of there. There is a blast going to allow Bwipo to escape. But Inspired may not be so lucky. Him and Bristle are able to escape, though. And G2 unable to get their fangs into anyone other than this Jhin. Okay, never mind. Maybe they've found Bwipo.
I think Busio should.
Coming on through.
Yeah, Busio should be able to protect him here. It's going to be tough. Cap's got stun prep.
He does. Skewmon coming on through there as they do manage to get the stun. That is the Unbreakable Will back off cooldown now, though, as they look for a bit of a dive. This might be a little bit aggressive as the knockup does come on through. As Broken Blade tanking this turret for as long as he can. Not able to buy enough time, though, as they are looking to back away. As now Hansama a little bit alone there towards the top side, and the Jhin has respawned.
Even with Quad having flash and ult up, just not going to be able to get in to look for a deny. And
Inspired nowhere in sight here as well. He does finish Hysterics, but he doesn't have teleport. He cannot join the fight, so that is going to be Soul Point picked up. As another Mikhail is going to be utilized very nicely. As never mind, it's actually a cleanse. Still, Hansama at full health. The curtains have been called, and Caps takes a lot of damage from that one. The equalizer is good from Broken Blade, though, and Inspired, he agrees.
Threatening a potential Baron is very smart.
That's what they're going to look for. Bwipo with a bit of a wrap around as they don't have a lot of information. There is the flash, the headbutt flash pole from Busio, but it doesn't quite get the angle that they're looking for. Skewmon is going to get Mikhails to get out of that CC. It's a big pulverize, though. It's Busio going for it once again. They've managed to get the Featherstorm out of Hans. He's killable now as Inspired Inspired looks for an angle, but doesn't quite get there as the Blade Caller was already in the air. They protect the President, but I don't know whether they're going to be able to hold on to control of the map. And Fly are looking for this Baron.
I think they have enough damage to start this up 100%. Going to get that teleport out of Labrov. He does have unsealed, so he can just get right back into the fight. Yeah. This guy has gotten caught so many times.
Well, I mean, there is a teleport from Quad, so he can actually be here. Emperor's Divide goes down as Inspired going to be a little bit late, but now without Emperor's Divide, the teleport is free.
He's going to match
Quad
it.
is going to have to try and follow him as they've started the Baron. It's down to 50%. Remember, Hans Sommer's got 3 items. He does so much damage, and there is no Inspired to be seen. This Baron's free, and G2 are going to take that one down.
And Quad doesn't have hold.
Yeah, is going to get charmed up there momentarily. G2 now just trying to make their way out. The exit after the heist is often the most difficult, but it looks like they're going to be allowed to leave.
And finally, Broken Blades side laning. The threat of trying to kill this guy ends up being a boon for the side of G2 as he escapes and they get Baron.
Oh dear, they're still going to look for another fight though, as we can see. The Equalizer goes down just to kill Blippo, who flashes to get a stun onto Caps, but it's not going to really do anything. The Unbreakable Will from Busio is going to keep him alive for the moment, and Quad is the one that they're scared of as Labrov gets interrupted as he tries to go for the engage, but Quad cannot really get there to get these auto attacks down, and they will be able to find Inspired, and down goes the Azir before he can do anything at all.
Hans
and G2 are just slaughtering this fight.
Look at his damage, 7,000. He does so much damage in this choke point, and Quad's trying to match him. He's trying to do the same, but it's just too little, too late. Hans Sama carrying this game on a Xayah pick I had doubts about, but he got an early lead and he just will not be stopped. Fearless are G2 and Masu. Looks like he's going to be the last to fall in this exchange, but man, 7,000 damage. Tier 3 boots now in this Xayah's inventory. And I think FlyQuest were wise to try to take that fight in the choke point, but unfortunately, they just weren't able to do it. The wallets are heavy here on the side of G2. They will get the Ocean Soul as we're going to jump out of the replay. He just sits there and does 7,000 damage for free.
It was absolutely ridiculous. And now he's going to do even more damage, as that's Inspired's health bar worth of damage there. Emperor's Divide going to get Quad out of dodge, or does it? As the cease and desist comes on through, they're looking to try and dive this one. Skewmon, I think, is dead. Yeah, he is. So maybe a little bit overexcited, but that is just jungler for jungler. G2 going to continue pushing forward with these minions that are all buffed up by the Baron.
Yeah, Blippo's going to try to trade this bounty inner turret for the inhibitor. I think this is a wise call coming home to defend. I think would have done very little. He does have TP. He's going to pick up a ton of money here.
Speaking of broken, is
broken
the blade towards the bottom side. He is able to run pretty quickly. Now it's a top lane battle as the ulti comes through from Blippo. He's just trying to keep Broken Blade in position. The curtains are going to get called. One shot is actually going to connect here as Broken Blade is going to get cut down with that Cull the Meek.
One shot's enough.
Another kill, or at least Quad does.
Yeah, one shot's enough. Really take a little bit of the wind out of the sails here for G2.
He's just going to do it again.
Like, bye.
It's the same play, and it works again. What the heck? That's not how it's supposed to go. The Unbreakable Will is going to break, and it's a double hit for Hans Sama. Now the Equalizer is going to have to be walked over here by Masu if he wants to get out. There's the cease and desist. The follow-up is not quite there, and Masu does have an inner turret, but actually never mind. The Vi is just enough.
With 2 down here, 3 down rather, I should say, for FlyQuest. He may get punished here. Doesn't quite have his flash back up. The blast cone is denied. He should die.
Yeah.
This does buy a significant amount of time here for the rest of the team to respawn.
There was something.
Yeah. Because trying to fight this, I feel like, is never going to happen. It's a dream within a dream. It's Inception.
Yeah, and they're going really like deep into the dream state as well. There's the flash forward from Labrov. He's collecting all of them with the charm and the flash away from Master, but he's still on top of the Equalizer. So there is just nowhere good to go. Finally, a grand entrance is going to miss, but Inspired is not going to be in the same situation. He does have to flash, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. His Caps is going to follow him, finds a Fire Blast, and that's going to finish him off. Busio now just going to get thrown around like a rag cow. And Ansama is very legendary in this game. The Empress Divide is back up again. Skewmond is going to go down to his GA, but G2, man, we were asking the question about revenge. This was absolute obliteration here in EWC, and they'll be moving on to the knockout stage.
All smiles as well, and we saw that shot of Hans Sama deleting
Broken Blade on the Rumble, Hasama on the Saya, doubting or like shutting everyone up that doubted him, saying he can't play Rumble. Okay, didn't have the strongest game. He died a little bit here and there, but he picked it and he won with it. So yeah, that's that.